blog post, and there's two major things in this blog post. A drastic revamp to the way that the Horsemen and the Apocalypse, and I'm going to do my best to explain it. I did have an extended phone call with Archangel directly about this. I think it's going to be controversial and it's going to be a little bit confusing, and then we're also going to get some details on the 3-man KYLN, which is going to be the tower event. So before we get into the details and the information that I have, I want to read what's actually in the blog post about the Apocalypse and the Scourge thing right here. First things first thing, pestilence, famine, war, and death scourges, start of the bi-weekly cadence of these events. Let's scroll down to the bottom, and we're going to read the information provided, and we're just going to start with reading it and then take it from there. Horsemen, Scourges, events now recurring. Strike is regularly enlisting new and powerful allies for the battles ahead, but the Horsemen are a must-have for every commander's roster. In an effort to get more Horsemen character shards in your hands, the Horsemen Scourge events will be operating on a 2-week recurring schedule. The revamped Horsemen Scourge events will appear for commanders level 65 plus and will now be located in the Epic Event section. Every 2 weeks, all 4 Horsemen Scourges, Morgan Le Fay, Pestilence, Rogue Famine, Red Hulk War, and Archangel's Death, will go live for 5 days total. Because the Scourge events will appear more regularly, we've updated the format and milestones. You'll see no milestone divisions dependent on the number of Horsemen character shards you've accumulated when the Scourge event begins. Milestone rewards will feature character shards for specific Horsemen, red stars for Horsemen, and valuable gear. Until next time, good luck, Commanders. So, couple things. It's going to be found in game right here. I'm just going to take you to where it is, Epic Campaigns, and it's going to appear right here. And they're going to basically be restarting every 2 weeks. So there's going to be a preview period that starts on Saturday. The event will go live on Monday. It'll run for 5 days, and then it'll be off, and then it'll restart 2 weeks, and that'll happen all the time. All 4 of them will run at the same time, and there's going to be milestones, and to get more shards, you're going to have to do better in the milestones. There's not going to be any payouts or leaderboards. The requirements for the characters are going to remain the same, and the Scourges are going to remain the same. So the information that we do not have right now is these new milestone divisions dependent on the number of Horsemen character shards you've accumulated with the Scourge event begins. And so I have a loose idea way that works, and keep in mind that we are operating currently with about 75% of the information. We don't have the charts on how the payouts are going to work, how we're going to get character shards, how we're going to get the red stars and the valuable gear. But let's say it takes 1,000,000 points in XYZ event to get X amount of shards, 100 shards, right? Well, if you have that many shards and that character unlocked at that amount, to get more shards, you're going to have to get 1.1 or 1.2 on the next time around. The milestones themselves are not going to reset. There's not going to be a way of slow playing this anymore. To get a higher Morgan Le Fay, you're going to have to get more points. That means you're going to have to upgrade your teams more. You have to play better in the event. You know, you're not going to be able to get a little bit every time because the milestones themselves are not going to reset. Once you've got a 4-star Morgan Le Fay, the only way that you're going to get a higher red star is if you get a lot more points than the last time you get. The milestones themselves are not going to reset. Whether or not that's good or bad is going to be dependent on how hard that is going to be happening, because this is going to be now a straight PvE event. It's not going to be playing against other players. It's not going to be a leaderboard. Now, he did type this into chat right here. I don't know each one. Obviously, level caps come into play and etc. So this will be easier and easier because of level and gear evolution. For Morgan Le Fay, a level 90 Web Warriors team at gear tier 16 should be able to max this event. This is a close estimate, so do not take this as exact. You did get some flex since you can make up with levels of gear, etc. also always being there, you can have more time for a perfect run. Now, I did talk to him on the phone for about 15 minutes, and he suggested to me that this was a high estimate. And I guess I have to take his word for it. But what he told me is that probably will be doable with gear tier level and gear tier 15. Of course, I'll see it when I believe it. Now, if you're a veteran player and you have Morgan Le Fay and all the horsemen at 7 yellow, this means nothing. Basically, these events are over for everybody that has 7 yellow. You never play it again. They don't reoccur. It's completely a non-event for everybody that already has a 7 yellow. Now, something also worth keeping in mind is that you don't need necessarily to have a high amount of yellow stars on the horsemen to get Apocalypse. BG2 said, I got a big boy Apocalypse with the 5-star horseman and only a 4-star Morgan Le Fay. So your results may vary, but keep in mind to get a baby Apocalypse requires the 23 characters to be at gear tier 16 blue ISO 4. To get a big boy Apocalypse requires those 23 characters at gear tier 17 blue ISO 5. There's no star requirement on those things, so there may be ways of getting it done without having a very high star levels on the individual horsemen. So there's an indefinitely running event. Basically, it's an indefinitely running event. Basically, it's going to be running 5 days, the first 5 days every 2 weeks. Your rewards are based on your milestone achievement, which does not reset. You can redo it as many times as you want to try to get a better milestone. And basically, to get more character shards, you're going to have to beat your previous milestone, get your highest amount. So, like, if the highest you've ever gotten on that particular run is 600,000. If you want to get more shards, you're going to have to get 700,000 points. But what the actual milestones are and how hard they are going to be and how much you're going to have to upgrade these older teams that, for example, like Web Warriors, which are getting worse and worse every day, is somewhat unknown until we get the actual milestone charts. So we're going to have to wait and see how that works. So put into the comment section if you have any questions about this. If I see the same questions coming over and over again, I might have to make another video for clarification. I feel that the way that I explained it is as best as I understand it at the time based on the information that I have and the information that was shared with me directly from Archangel. But I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be well received at first. We'll have to see. All right, let's go through and read the rest of the blog post because there's some other interesting information specifically about the KYLN event. January 8th at 1 o'clock, Sonic Judgment expend campaign energy and battle for Cosmic Crucible. Bonuses with the Superior 6 team. So to me, that means you want your Superior 6 to be on offense. Earn Crucible Champion Orb Fragments, Midnight Mayhem, Web Milestones, expend Incursion Campaign Energy. We talked about the new format for the Pestilent. New Generations Quick Rumble, Blitz with New Warriors, Mechanical Marvel. This is going to be the month-long event for Forge. Big strike operation for the New Year's filled with mission briefings, commanders. This month, we're recruiting the Extreme X-Men support Forge, including some of his fully crafted gear tier 17 pieces, Teal Unique and Teal Mutant gear. Forge expertise is needed to upgrade strike tech and create a device to track the symbiotic services of two powerful parasites. Forge plans are spread over 14 missions, and then here are all of the month-long missions. Now, one of the things that we did ask Archangel when he was here on Twitch and chat today is the blast off to 100, January 22nd. Does that mean that level 100 will be in the game at the beginning of the event on the 22nd? And the answer is, let me switch sides of the screen. Stay tuned. No information at the moment. So that is unknown whether or not level cap increase will happen on the 26th, the 22nd or not. There's going to be a leaderboard. Fury and Strike Brass sweeten the pot with specific leaderboard, combine the ranks of Mine Diamond orbs for major roster boosts, along with Armory 18 orbs, T2 level 5 irons, and gold orbs. So, week 1 Mechanical Marvel event, Sonic Judgment. grab 3 diamonds for Quicksilver in this leaderboard. And so that's pretty much going to be an auction for Mega Krakens. 3-prong mission calls for earning Crucible Champion Orb fragments, expending campaign energy, and deploying your forces in Cosmic Crucible Strike. Want the new Superior 6 team to lead the charge, so you're going to want them on offense. You get more progress by deploying these big bads into battle. Don't stop until you collected the big payload of X batteries and the ultra valuable red bandana, which is going to be the month-long event for Forge. This mission begins on January 8th. Now, there is a data mine, and I want to go over this data mine, which came in from Tana. At the very bottom, so I don't know when this is going to be implemented in game, but this is kind of a big deal for people that have been saving dark promotion credits. Super Scroll red star upgrade, maximum red stars increased to 7. Super Scroll and Juggernaut Zombie can now be promoted to 7 stars. In addition, Iron Man Zombie can be promoted to 3 diamonds. Check out these newly available promotions in the Elite Store today. So this is a data mine. Everything in data mine is subject to change, but what this suggests to me is that Super Scroll is the best character in the game, and if you have Super Scroll unlocked, you're for sure going to want to get red stars on him. So I was not going to buy the Battle Pass, the one that just came out the other day, but it does have, in total, over the 2-week period, 3,500 dark promotion credits for the $20. So I broke down and bought the Battle Pass because I need the 3,500 dark promotion credits because I'm going to want to upgrade my Super Scroll. Super Scroll, hands down, best character in the game, second only to Apocalypse. Let's keep going. Midnight Mayhem. Cyber Command is launching a mission that'll give you extra Sonic Judgment progress in exchange for competing incursion campaign battles. Log into the web to extract these key resources when Midnight Mayhem goes live on the 8th. New Generation. Set your roster's leg with Quick Rumble, so that's going to be a Blitz event. Friday, free claim. That has already happened today. The website's been wonky. The website was almost down an hour today. So I don't know what that's about. But yes, I was able to collect my 5 Sunspot. Escape from KYLN. They say that KYLN is an escapable intergalactic prison, but it's time to find out. Try to break out of this home to the galaxy's most dangerous prisoners and escape with big rewards and, of course, freedom. Here's the plan for the Great Escape. In short, this is Tower, but it's with 3-man teams. KYLN contains 40 total cells to battle through in order to escape, and the cramped confines of this prison means that you can only battle with 3 character squads based on each cell's trait requirements. All players level 65 and up can participate. Only commanders with the strongest rosters will have a chance of escaping. And I want to double down on this right here. This event is for late game players. We're going to see some of the requirements here down at the bottom where it's gear tier 18 villain bio. That is Super Scroll. Super Scroll, maybe 8,500, under 10,000 people. So this event is designed for late veteran players. And unfortunately, this is not going to be amazing for all players. It feels like this is weighted heavily to be an in-game player, you know, someone that's been playing the game for a long time, or a Mega Kraken event. So I do want to also say this, that in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, there are 3 character squad events that happens in Grand Arena, which in Marvel Strike Force, that's the equivalent of Cosmic Crucible. So that's kind of like a PvP mode. This is PvE because it's like a tower and you're playing against, you know, AI and the computer generated teams. And it's going to work a little different than tower. And we're going to go over the rules. So it's going to be a little different. I know in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the 3-team system is very polarizing, where a lot of people really don't like it and some people do like it. I do think that this is different enough because it's PvE, player versus environment, and so I will have to see how this plays out. Prison rules. There's no cooldown period for a character after a battle. Health and abilities persist between battles for players and enemies. Characters can't be healed between battles. Remain in the same cell after losing a battle, not drop down. Restarting a run or dropping you down to floor 1. Heal your characters, reset your score. Completing a cell earns a milestone reward. Now, each one of the cells, all the way from 1 through 40, have trait requirements. The first 4, no restrictions. You can read them here. I'm going to skip through all of these. You can see that There's various trait requirements starting at cells 20. There's also going to be not only a trait requirement, there's going to also be a gear tier requirement, gear tier 15. Then at 25, it's going to be gear tier 16. Then at cells 30 and 31, gear tier 17. And then legendary at 35 through 37 is going to be gear tier 18. Now, for players that have already got Apocalypse, they probably have an abundance of legendary characters at gear tiers 18. But the last three stages, villain bio gear tier 18, which I took a screenshot of. Let's go to that, which is basically Super Skrull. It's also Zombie Iron Man and Zombie Juggernaut. I know some in-game players have those two characters at gear tier 18. Other two notable mentions are going to be Venom and Carnage. And so for me, I only have one bio villain character at gear tier 18. So the question is going to be, is Venom and Carnage going to be reworked in time for this event? What are the Venom and Carnage reworks? Are they good enough to take these characters to gear tier 18? I know for me, I'm going to hang tight and wait till I have more information before upgrading my villain bio characters. I'm confident that Super Skrull is a good choice. But as far as the other options, none of them seem like a no-brainer given the information that we have today. Rewards for escaping: break free from as many cells as possible, earn mini uniques from gear tiers 16, 17, 18, gold, L4 training materials in addition to Gambit, character shards, red stars, and diamonds. Fine. That is it for the blog post. Before we wrap up the video, I want to say that the new Avengers are in game. We got Ronan in the Arena store, Mockingbird in the Blitz store, and then Tigra is in Hard Heroes Node 2-3. So you can see Ronan right there. And then you can see I opened basically all of my Blitz to get Mockingbird up to 7 yellow. I opened hundreds of Blitz orbs I've been saving from this moment, and I actually kind of like getting Ultimus food now because that's helpful in the Ultimus store. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I am kind of skeptical of this new system when it comes to the Horsemen. It seems complicated. It doesn't seem that new player friendly. I need to see the charts. And for players that already have a 7 yellow of the Horsemen, this does nothing for them. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. Bye for now.